Welcome back to the Daily BS. Got a question from somebody on Twitter asking about how to train around having some low back pain. I didn't get into a conversation with this person, so I don't really know if it's flexion or extension based back pain. But easy way to tell is if you're on the ground and you kind of do the bad push-up. If you go like this and it really hurts your back, then you probably have some type of extension based back pain. If you're here and you go like that, if you get pain with that, then it's likely you have some type of flexion-based back pain. So one will hurt when you hyperextend, the other will hurt when you round your back like that. So that's probably the first thing to figure out, which type of back pain you have. That way you know the type of situations that might cause you to further injure your back. If you have a flexion-based back injury, that probably means you're rounding your back on squats and deadlifts and Olympic lifts. So what you want to do in that case is if I'm squatting, I want to make sure that I keep extended the entire time. If I butt wink at the bottom and I go down and I get that little bit of a roll at the bottom and then I kind of get it back, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world, but if you have a pre-existing back injury, then you definitely want to avoid it 100%, which you pretty much want to do all the time. But you know, some people, depending on if you're a competitive weightlifter or what have you, you might round a tiny bit at the bottom until you get your mobility handled 100%. So don't butt wink. Make sure you keep a nice flat neutral spine at all times if you have a flexion-based back injury. Extension is basically the same thing, or an extension-based back injury is the same thing. You want to keep a neutral spine, which means you don't want to go like this right before you go down into your squat. I don't want to hyperextend right away. That's how people tend to get extension-based back injuries. While you're kind of letting your back heal up, you probably want to minimize the amount of loading that you have on your spine. So what I would do is I would switch to more single leg work for a while. You can do a variety of step up movements. You can do any type of split squat or walking lunges. You can put the bar wherever you want, front or back, or you can hold dumbbells or kettlebells at your side. But you'll get a good training effect on your legs by doing lunges, split squats, and step ups while you're kind of resting your back, because when you're in single leg stance or in the split stance, you're going to get a good load on your legs, without loading your back too much. You could also potentially do pistols. If you have an extension-based back injury, then being at the bottom of a pistol where you're kind of round like this probably won't be too bad. But if you have a flexion-based back injury, then you're probably not going to want to do pistols, because you likely will be a full lumbar flexion at the bottom of that movement. So depends on the type of back injury that you have. So try those two little tests and see what type of back injury you have, and then you'll know more specifically how to train around that injury. If it gets really bad, obviously you might want to go see a doctor, or probably better is to go see a physical therapist. That way they can kind of diagnose how the problem developed in the first place. So hope that helps. See you tomorrow.